I want to get to this Bill Belichick thing because I think it's absolutely crazy that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, we'll dive into that because somebody's lying. Somebody's lying because there were reports written by very credible journalists who cover the National Football League that said Bill Polian was in the room for these voters arguing against Bill Belichick being a first ballot Hall of Famer in punishment for Spygate that happened in 2008, 7, whatever it was. That is such a crock of S. I don't even know where to begin to pull something like that. And Bill Polian, because everybody's freaking out and starting to trash him on social media, is like, oh, that's so fabricated. That's far from the truth. Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. I'd love to know who. I don't know if you'll ever know who, but this is why I hate Hall of Fames. This is why. It's proving my point. Go ask 6 in the chat. I thought you didn't care about the Hall of Fame. This is why I hate it. This is stupid. This is, I'm being a petty bitch, and I don't like this guy. Therefore, I'm going to stick it to him when it comes to my vote of making sure he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer when he, I don't know, has won the most Super Bowls out of any coach. He has had the best accolades for any coach in the National Football League. And we're going to sit here and be like, yeah, he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. This is BS. I don't even like Bill Belichick that much. This is shady. This is slimy. This is disgusting. This is why Hall of Fames are a sham. This is why. I'm tired of the writers and their egos and their little snarky comments about how, oh, well, he wasn't really nice to me in a press conference. Dude, he doesn't have to be. Be a professional. Get the questions you need to get in there, get out. If the guy's moody, who cares? Not your problem. He doesn't have to be nice to you. I'm so tired of this. So tired of this. We're going to hold these vendettas against some of these guys. It's one thing if Bill Belichick was a very bad guy off the field in terms of like breaking laws and all this other stuff. It would be very bad if it was like a steroid thing. They already served their punishment on the Spygate BS. I'm just tired of these writers that vote and the egos they have and the gatekeeping they have to the Hall of Fame. This is a joke. We're going to find out the individuals that didn't vote for Bill Belichick, and it's not going to end well for them. I don't even know why they still have a vote after this. This is absolute crap. And this is why you shouldn't really live into the Hall of Fames too much when it comes to all of these different organizations. I mean, there was a guy that called in. This is what Frank told me this morning. There was a guy that called in to WFAN to talk about like, well, the reason why Bill Belichick's not in the Hall of Fame is because it was just based on Tom Brady winning all the Super Bowls, and what proved it was Tom Brady won a Super Bowl outside of New England where Bill Belichick did not. Excuse me. Are you trying to tell me that if Tom Brady left and decided he left and went to a different team and then didn't win a Super Bowl, and then Bill Belichick won a Super Bowl in New England, that Tom Brady's like entire Hall of Fame pedigree would just get thrown out the window? Well, it's just Bill Belichick. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? Do you understand how stupid that sounds? My opinion on the New England Patriots when they had the dynasty of Tom Brady and Darth Hoodie was those guys were a perfect match for a perfect organization. They were both very good. This whole narrative of who's better, Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, is it Bill? Is it Tom? Is it Bill? Is it Tom? Which is a joke. People that don't understand football, people that don't know what it takes to win football games, trying to spew these narratives because we have to talk about the NFL all the time. I mean, what a joke. Just what a joke. I think that those two together in New England set themselves up for a perfect match for a dynasty run. And let me tell you this, as much as people love to crap on the Dodgers for the blatant cheating, they say, of the unfair advantage that they have, does anybody not understand that that's exactly what the Patriots had? The Patriots, based on what they had built together with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, were able to get players to play for them at a discount because players wanted to join New England to try to win a Super Bowl. And once that match broke up, you weren't going to get the same guys to the Patriots at the same price that they were getting these players for at a discount because it wasn't the same unison group anymore. Now, a couple of those guys took some discounts, right? A couple of free agents took some discounts to play with Tom. Things were set up nicely in Tampa. They had better receivers ready to go for Tom Brady in Tampa. They had their team set up perfectly. And then with Tom Brady showing up, they brought in some veterans that took a pay cut to try to win a Super Bowl. You can't do that in New England once your quarterback left. And they had nothing left in the cupboard. Tom Brady knew the cupboard was dry. He knew the cupboard was bare. And the guy left. That was a perfect group up there in New England. But to say that Bill Belichick's only success came from Tom Brady is absolute hearsay. And for anybody to think that he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame on a first ballot is absolutely crazy. That is crazy. This is why, and this is exhibit 4,215, why I dislike Hall of Fames. It's for crap like this. Utter joke. Why do we pay attention to this stuff sometimes? Why? I like, as a history person, as most young males are, they like history, okay? A lot of guys like history. As somebody who likes history, I like the museum that is the Hall of Fames for professional sports leagues. It's cool to see all the good players. It's cool to see the history of the sport, how it moves about, all that fun stuff. But what's ludicrous about this entire thing is the process to get players and coaches into the Hall of Fame. How long did we have to wait for Don Coryell? How long did we have to wait for a guy like Eric Allen in town to finally get put into the Hall of Fame? How long do we have to worry about this stuff? How much do we have to talk about the steroid era players and whether or not they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? How long? And again, it's all based on what writers judge as their punishment because they are in control and they have control of dishing out the punishment. This power grab nonsense. The guy is a Hall of Famer, okay? Plain and simple. You're going to have to deal with it. And guess what? You're going to deal with the same crap when Phillip Rivers becomes eligible, which now he's not for another 5 years, whatever it is, because he decided to play. You're going to do the same thing again with Phillip Rivers, and the whole thing's going to be like, well, he didn't win a Super Bowl, so he's not good. It's the dumbest stuff ever. Figure it out. We need to change how they pick players for the Hall of Fame. I'm tired of writers doing it. They've done it for way too long. They have proven that they can't do it. It's time to fix the system. You got anything on this, Frank? We're going to talk about this later again. But
no, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the Brady conversation shouldn't come up. I mean, and you look at other coaches that are in the Hall of Fame in the National Football League. You look at Jimmy Johnson. You look at Bill Cowher. Those guys have a fraction of the Super Bowls that Bill Belichick has. Are we comparing them? Like, are we tying them to one guy? Are we tying them to a specific player and saying, oh, well, that player hasn't gotten in yet or whatever. So it's clearly, or that player won without them. So they clearly shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's so ridiculous how a guy like Bill Belichick doesn't get in on his first time of asking. He has 8 Super Bowls. 8. He is a Hall of Fame head coach, period. I don't care about anything else. He is a Hall of Fame head coach. And like one of my friends was saying last night, just playing devil's advocate, didn't believe it, but you can't let any of this stuff with him at North Carolina, any of this stuff that's happened now, dictate how you vote for him for the National Football League Hall of Fame. Forget about his reputation. That after leaving the NFL and going to North Carolina, dating a 23-year-old, whatever, good for him. That should not have any form of impact on how the NFL Hall of Fame views Bill Belichick. It should not. And if somebody is voting on that, you're a tiny human being that does not deserve the power you think you have. I'm sorry. And yes, I absolutely believe that a writer would hold a grudge like that. We've seen it in so many other sports.
Tom Brady flat out said they put him on one of the radio shows, I think in New England, and he said he just does not understand it. I mean,
No.
I just
Who's creating those schemes for Brady to run?
well, he's running the teams, right? I mean, that's the deal.
Exactly.
I just the report was yesterday, and we have gotten this multiple times, but the report yesterday that the situation that came about with why Bill Belichick did not get into the Hall of Fame. And we got this from, Adam was sending us tons of stuff. This is what it said. A voter who spoke on the condition of anonymity said that Bill Polian, an ardent Kraft supporter and former general manager of the Buffalo Bills and Indianapolis Colts, a chief Patriots rival during their dynasty, told some voters he believed Belichick should wait a year before induction as penance for Spygate, the 2007 cheating scandal that cost the team a first-round draft pick. We'll dive deeper into this later in the show. But after that, Bill Polian has just been saying how that's nonsense. Somebody's lying, and here's the best part. For the Pro Football Hall of Fame, those ballots don't have to come public.
No, same thing in Major League Baseball as well.
So everybody that voted for him, didn't vote for him, is not going to come out because they're just going to get destroyed by a public eye.
And the baseball writers don't require, as far as I know at least, the Hall of Fame voters to release their ballots. The ones that do it on their own volition. They do it because they want to. You don't have, there's no mandate saying they have to release the ballot.
John McClain, longtime NFL writer. He has covered NFL football in Houston for 49 years. He has a Pro Football Hall of Fame vote. He tweeted this out yesterday. I think they're under these circumstances. If the Hall of Fame were to decide to disclose who voted for whom, it would be welcomed by most on our committee. Those who voted for Belichick, as many as 39 of us, are being tarnished by those who didn't. And that's a fact. Because the 8 that didn't vote for Bill Belichick aren't going to make their ballot public. If you are so hard set at saying Bill Belichick doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, you should put your vote out there and explain to us why you don't think so.